this is such an interesting conversation, right? So Donald Trump's administration is attempting to do away with the Department of Education. Now, just so that everybody understands, the Department of Education helps with funding and federal protections for various things, but it doesn't actually set curriculum. The federal Department of Education does not tell your students what they're going to learn and what they're not going to learn. That's done at the state and local level. Your states and your counties and your school districts, they set the curriculum that your kids learn every day. But Stephen Miller, chief Nazi in control of certain things within the Trump administration, like immigration, was talking about doing away with the Department of Education and how we are going to make children be patriotic. We are going to make children learn about the patriotism of this country, and we're going to make them love their country, and blah, 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 blah. And I said, if you're a school teacher and you support this bullshit, you should fucking quit your job immediately. If you saw some high-ranking member of the North Korean government, or some high-ranking member of the Iranian government, or some high-ranking member of pick a country you don't like's government, taking to the podium and telling you how they're going to teach their kids to love their country and be patriotic of their country, and so forth and so on, all the shit that Stephen Miller said, you guys would blow a fucking gasket. Anyway, so in talking about that, I said, if you're a teacher and you support this shit, you should quit your job. And in comes this person. So you'd rather have no control over the lessons our children are taught? When did I say that? And what the fuck are you talking about? The federal government has never controlled what our kids learn. That, once again, comes from the state and local level. And so I do have some control over what my child, who's in getting ready to wrap up 7th grade, will learn. Because I have a vote as to who sets the curriculum in my town. But what I find interesting is, on the federal level, we're talking about, you guys are talking about getting the federal government out of local education, right? You guys want the power to be handed back to the states, which it already possesses. This is all about money. What Donald Trump is doing is all about money. But now here we have Stephen Miller saying what we're going to teach our kids. So which is it? Do you want the federal government out of our kids' education, or do you want Stephen Miller and Donald Trump in our kids' education, telling them what they're going to learn, how they're going to be patriotic, what they're going to learn as far as the love of their country? You guys got to pick a side, man. You don't get both, right? And you do this with fucking everything, right? It doesn't matter what it is. You say one thing and then you take a position that's opposite of that. Abortion, private businesses, capitalism, personal choice, all kinds of shit. You guys say one thing and then do another. And now here you are again. You guys keep telling us how we need to get the federal government out of our kids' education, but yet you want the federal government to set, what, patriotic class schedule mandates? Patriotic class curriculum mandates? I already have control in what my kid learns because I have a vote in my state. Do you understand how the curriculum gets to your kid's school?